Hello, and welcome to this session on SAP Signavio Process Transformation Tools. My name is Pekka Korsov, I come from Fujitsu, and we are a global partner of SAP Signavio. In this session, we will take a look at the Process Intelligence module of the Signavio Process Transformation Suite. So with Process Intelligence, you can do process analytics based on the actual data from your existing ERP system. You can do sort of a comparison or conformance testing of your process models against the actual data from your process execution. Let's go and see how this looks like. So now I have taken out some sample data from an existing SAP system regarding the order to cash process. So as you can see from this extract, there is data from sales orders and sales order items. So you have material numbers, material descriptions, order quantities, order values for sales orders, and of course you have also got data from the succeeding process steps like creating deliveries and sending out the goods and creating invoices. But now based on this data, Signavio Process Intelligence will automatically draw a diagram of the process and the steps and the sequences that have occurred. So I can have a look at different possible parts in this process diagram, or you could even say a network of process steps. You can see that there's quotation, creation, sales order, delivery, post goods issue, an invoice later on, and well, quite a lot of other activities or events as well. So this can look a bit messy if you look at the process illustration in this format. But there are other ways that you can also have a look at your process data. So one possibility is to take a view of process variants. And now, as you can see from here, there are actually 20 different variants of this process based on the data. But the most common and simplest variant is just the one containing sales order, delivery, goods issue, and invoice creation. But if we want to see that what other type of process flows or variants are there, so we can take a look at the variant number 5. There we see that there's also an invoice clearance that happens after sending out or posting the invoice. There might also be a quotation that is created before the sales order. We have 15 cases in this data that represent that variant and so forth. So this is a nice way of looking at the most common ways of process execution, but also looking at what kind of different sequences and different process flows there actually is in the system. Yet another way of looking at the processes is that if you have a process model, like you have defined a to-be process, that would be the one that you see is the one that should be executed in practice. You can take a look at the existing process data and see how well the current processes conform to the process model based on the data. So in this case, again, if you look at the most common variant, it looks pretty typical. We have a sales order, delivery, shipment, and sales invoice. So it goes more or less as it has been modeled, since these block handlings are not too common to the actual process. But then it might be that we have these other variants, like the variant number 5 we looked at previously. So there's an invoice clearing event or step that actually is not in our process model at all. So we can see it here in the down part of the screen, or the quotation creation that was in the variant number 10. Again, that's not in our process model. but we can have it illustrated here in this way. So this is quite a nice way to look at your process flows based on the actual data that you get from your system, and not only the kind of sequences of the process steps is something that you can look at. You can also have some attributes, some data, like here we have for the values per material that have been analyzed also using the same process intelligence tool from Signavio. That was all for today. If you have any questions related to SAP Signavio, feel free to contact me. Thank you for your time and have a nice rest of the day.